Welcome to America Rising Media, where it is our mission to spread truth, expose evil, and effect as much positive change and unity as possible. Please join us in the chat and let us know your thoughts. Please note that the views and opinions expressed by guests and audience members are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of America Rising Media. We encourage you to critically evaluate all perspectives presented during our broadcast. We appreciate your understanding and support, and thank you for being part of our community.
All right. Happy Friday. Hi, Feisty.
Hey there. Gosh, I'm so excited to be with you today.
I know. And it's a Friday. It's the best.
Yes.
Boy, do we have a fun day already.
Oh, I've started out. This week has been fun.
So Christa and I've been joking for a while that we need to put together a bingo card and actually do like a fun day of bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Right? Like all this, because it's become the joke. Like I'll have like these off the wall things. And then she'll be like, I did not have that on my bingo card today. And I'm like, we really need a bingo card. I don't quite know how to assemble it at, but man, it'd be fun if
you
we
mean
could
like
pull
yesterday with Rubio at the Vatican?
Yes. And I do want to get your take on that. I enjoyed it last night. So first up, shout out to everybody out there. I see Gigi be working it. She was coming in hard with all the fun stickers. She has your "Do you not see" sticker. All the fun stuff.
Yeah, Ash tagged that several months ago.
I love it. Shout out to everybody on Rumble. Hopefully your fam is going to pile into the Rumble stream.
We'll see.
We'll see.
They're not accustomed to me being on during the day.
I was about to say it may not be.
I did tell them last night. I reminded everybody last night that I was on today. In fact, for the last couple of days since you and I.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
It's going to be good. So did you have aliens on your bingo card today?
I knew it was coming out. I didn't know if it would be today or next Friday, but I knew it was going to be coming out. And I knew it was going to be on a Friday.
It's going to get interesting. It is going to get interesting.
Well, it's about time that answer got put out there.
Let's see what you send me.
We are winning bigly, Patriots, says Bobby Toombs.
Yes, we are. There's something here from Trump. Did he do White House remarks this morning?
I don't know. I have not.
I missed it.
I've been reading the Virginia.
Yeah.
Opinion.
We have, and I knew you would. It was so timely that came, and we had you on the docket scheduled today, and I was like,
on the docket? Is this an inquisition?
No.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Well, I don't know. Christa sent this to me just a minute ago. It has to have been from this morning, so I don't know what he's going to talk about. Yes, he is live. Okay, let's see.
Thank you very much. We love that song. We could have listened to the whole song. We've had that right from the beginning. It's Lee Greenwood, and it's been a great tribute to all of us. Why don't we sit down? We've got plenty of time.
It's unusual that he cuts that song.
Very special people. And I hope you like what we're doing. Did everybody get to see the Presidential Walk of Fame? Right? And you have some of your favorite presidents there. Some of your least favorite presidents.
Drove through
some were good, some were great, some were terrible. But that's the way life goes, right? And you notice the roses. This is a rose garden, and we added a lot of roses. I will tell you, this was a rose garden that didn't have too many roses. And if you look now, we cornered the market on roses, and you deserve them. So thank you for being with us in this beautiful spring, this gorgeous spring day at the very famous rose garden. It's been famous for a long time. They let it get a little bit out of control, but now it's brought back to the highest level. And you know where you're standing or sitting right now is white stone, and that was grass. And the problem with it is you couldn't walk on it because this is built on a wetland, and the grass was always soaking wet. It didn't matter; it was always soaking wet, absolutely. And so when Brooke Rollins would get up and start making a magnificent speech, and she'd be standing in mud, and she'd say, "I ruined my shoes." Her speeches would never be as good as they could have been because she was always concerned about ruining her shoes. But people would come here, women would come with the high heels, and it wasn't a pretty picture. So after about 150 years, we gave up in the grass. So we said, let's build it so we can use it. And now we have lunches here. We have dinners here, and it's nice and it's cool. The white reflects the sun, so you don't. Although it does go in my eye right now, I notice. I didn't anticipate that, but it's a great place. It's a great place, and we do news conferences. We do everything, and right up here, you probably noticed the new black granite, and it's been so well received. People can't even believe it because the stones were all broken and really in bad disrepair, and it's really become great. And we added the pictures of the presidents from George Washington to a guy named Trump, and people. Really, they've loved it. We call it the Presidential Wall of Fame or Walk of Fame. We say you could call it either. Do you like walk or wall? Ready? Walk, Presidential Walk of Fame. Presidential Wall of Fame.
I don't know.
That's the same. I would call that a tie. But I want to thank you all for being here. It's amazing. The weekend we celebrate Mother's Day, honoring the women who raised us and all of the wonderful mothers in our lives for millions of American families. Sunday will be filled with love and gratitude and joy. Great. I had a great mother, by the way. And today we're honored to be joined by many strong and truly heroic moms who have stood up for their children, both in life and in a very profound loss. Very, very terrible in many, just terrible loss, many cases. And we have a lot of the greatest people on earth, angel moms. They're with us today. They're great people. They've been through so much. And I got to know so many of you during my first days of running. I got to know you and I got to love you. But we want to thank you for being here. Mother's Day, it's one of the great days. I always think so fondly of my mother. I had a wonderful mother. Among those with us this afternoon are a number of the angel moms who saw their precious children stolen from them by the open border policies of the radical left. Open borders, I call them stupid borders, not open. I call them stupid borders by stupid people that put them there. And the migrant criminals that let them pour into our country, and bad things happened. Bad things happened. 25 million people came into our country. Many of them were criminals. Many of them were murderers. They allowed them in with their open border policy of stupidity. These incredibly brave and resilient women have turned terrible tragedy into unyielding resolve, becoming advocates so that their mothers do not have to endure the same heartache that they've felt all their lives. They've felt for so long. They've raised the most beautiful child that it's taken, and they've spent so many years. In many cases, I see some of you I've known you for years, and others are unfortunately new members of that club. And I say, unfortunately, it's a sad thing. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. In their honor, we've rapidly turned the worst and most dangerous border in the history of our country into the strongest border in American history. We have no people come in during the last 11 months. We have zero. Nobody even tries to come up. You know, you used to read about the thousands of people that would pour in and they just come up in caravans. I think it was my name I came up with. It looked like a caravan. 25, 30,000 people pouring up. They walk through Mexico. They come from all different locations, come from all over the world, actually. But they came in through our southern border and they'd come up and just let them walk in. They'd walk in. Nobody had any idea who they were. They were murderers. 11,888 murderers. They were allowed to come into our country. We've gotten a lot of them out. Many of them murdered more than one person. What a shame. What a disgusting shame. That people can even think that this is okay is pretty incredible. But for the past 12 months, that's been our number. And these numbers are done by people that the numbers, when I say zero, I actually mean zero. It's hard to believe, actually. But they're done by people they tend to be somewhat on the left. So they're not going to give us a fair shake. And they say that, people don't come anymore because they know they're not going to get through. So when they know they're not going to get through, they just don't come. And just on that, we save a lot of lives because that journey up from Honduras and El Salvador and lots of other countries, or from the Congo, where they drop them there and they walk up and they come through our country. They emptied the prisons of the Congo into the area of the southern border and then told them to just walk in because stupid Americans are going to accept you beautifully. And these were hard, mean, vicious criminals they allowed into our country. How anybody can vote for these people is hard to believe, okay? It's hard to believe. But to a friend of mine, Marianne Mendoza. Marianne, where is Marianne? Where are you, Marianne? I got to know you right from the beginning, right? And I won't ask her that, but I would often ask, is it easier with time? Because time has gone by. Marianne, no, it's not. Sadly, it's not. You always hear with time, but a lot of people say it's not easier. But you're a special woman. I've gotten to be a friend of yours. You're a special woman. What you have to go through is disgraceful. Tammy Nobles. Tammy, are you here? Tammy Nobles. Right. Does time help, Tammy? No. It used to be, you know, time heals all wounds, right? But it doesn't. When you love somebody that much, it doesn't help like it should. Jacqueline Medina, a great person. Where is Jacqueline? Jacqueline, where are you? Thank you, darling. Thank you. And so many others that I want to thank you for coming. And I don't think you've been treated properly. It's hard to believe, but the angel moms have not been treated properly. But this president treats you properly. I can't speak for others, but this one treats you properly. And we love you all. And all I can say is our hearts are out to you on Mother's Day. And you have a good Mother's Day. Go and have a good Mother's Day. In securing our border, we've also made tremendous.
I think we've got maybe 15 minutes. I've got it at 1.2, and then we can get on because we have a full show, and I do want to talk to you about the court cases that are coming down.
Mhm.
So, but I think this is just Mother's Day remarks. Do you want to keep going, or what do you want to do?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I tend to listen to these at night while I'm researching anyway.
I know there's always nuggets. There's
Yeah.
always nuggets. No matter what the subject is, there's always something in there. But
Yeah, and I have to stop and go, wait, what'd he say?
Right.
Quick hit rewind.
All right, we'll plow through and then we'll get to the subjects.
Strides in stopping the flow of illegal drugs into our country.
Oh, for the love of seriously.
Yeah, that means no more.
Ugh.
You realize that, right?
Yeah.
Means we're done with that.
All right. Well,
You
we'll
just
move to the
you
next.
just been told.
That's irritating.
It is.
All right. Well, we showed some of it. All right. Aliens.
Videos on there have popped up different places before. Some of them have not. And we have been going through this all morning and overnight to try to put together some of the best videos so we can all look at this together. This is a world exclusive right here. So let's go to the first clip. Over the skies of the United Arab Emirates in June 2024. An inverted teardrop with a vertically linear trailing mass, as described by the War Department, suspended below. The War Department cannot say for sure what this is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report.
Looks like a drone.
The next video, over the skies of Iraq, December 2022,
Looks
moving
like a drone.
bottom left to top right.
That looks like a drone.
Mhm.
All CENTCOM gets from this
Some
is
modern
an
type
area
of
of
it,
contrast. That's what they describe it as. It is officially still listed as an unresolved UAP report. Next video, over the skies of Greece, October 2023. What is described as a small and circular UAP flying near the surface of the ocean towards land. CENTCOM can't tell us what it is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. Within the last 2 minutes, all of these videos have gone live on war.gov/UFO, and a White House official tells Fox First, while past administrations sought to discredit or dissuade the American people, President Trump is focused on providing maximum transparency to the public, who can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files. And there's also a fresh look at some historical records. There's this from Apollo 17 included in this big document dump. One of the astronauts says, we've got a few very bright particles or fragments or something that go drifting by as we maneuver. The control center says, Roger, understood. Another astronaut says, there's a whole bunch of big ones on my window down there, just bright. It looks like the 4th of July out of Ron's window. Another astronaut says, yes, now you can see some of them in shape. They're very jagged, angular fragments that are tumbling. This exchange has long been dismissed as floating insulation. But now the White House is saying, while this photo has been previously released and discussed by keen observers, there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly. It all started, of course, because we asked the president about it in February.
Barack Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know,
So aliens are real.
well, I don't know if they're real or not. I can tell you, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
Well,
He made a big mistake. He took it out of classified information. No, I don't have an opinion on it.
So the government is trying to answer the question, do aliens exist? And the answer is they don't know, but in an effort of transparency, they are giving us all of the material that they are working with as they try to answer that question.
All right.
To you.
Peter, so many questions. The internet has been ablaze about this for a long time. And one of the things that the unidentified anomalous phenomena people want to know is what the government has collected from belief that these things crashed. There was crash retrieval and that we have some sort of evidence. Is there anything in this batch of released files that would answer that question?
There's nothing in this batch, but we've been told that this is about to become a regular thing because there are hundreds of documents and dozens of pieces of media, videos and photos that are contained on this drive that has just been uploaded to the new website, which is war.gov/UFO. There is nothing like that in this batch, but they are going through and they are working to declassify whatever they can because President Trump told them to. And this is different than when he ordered the Kennedy files to be unclassified and just put everything out all at once. It was millions of pages, a huge file. This is going to come out bit by bit as they work through. And you look, we've got some stuff from Apollo 17. We've got some stuff from a couple months ago. There's a ton of material, but they want us to know that they are trying to figure this out. They just don't have an answer about whether or not, about what these crafts are.
Peter, what do you think? You're a betting person. Do you think these aliens are friendly? Should we approach them? What do you suggest if we see them?
You hope that they're friendly. I see a lot of people here at the White House, and I think that looks like it might be an alien. And everybody is.
I like Peter.
He's cute.
He is. He is. This is the site. I dropped it in the chats. I'm not compelled to spend a whole lot of time on this.
Can I give some background?
Please.
Okay, so the group within the Pentagon that's responsible for this whole project is called the and I'm pulling up my notes because I had to pull up notes, is AARO. They're an all-domain anomaly resolution office that was just stood up in 2022.
Makes me think of AARP.
Right. Well, before that, it was AATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. That was stood up in 2007.
What do you mean by stood up?
That's when they brought that office into being.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify the term. Thank you.
So there was always questions about the leadership in that group, which is why it went kind of stagnant for a while. But there's been black money. In fact, a famous one with Harry Reid and one of his buddies. So you've always got the black money thing. I'm following a path. Before that office, it was called, wait a minute. It was called Threat. Okay, Elizondo's rolled. Okay, so you've got a group before that. This is all out of AARP. ARPA. So DARPA became defense. So it goes backwards even further to a group called, and I got to find it. It's in my notes. That was Advanced Defense Systems. Okay. So when you start putting that timeline together and you go from advanced defense systems to unidentified, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
And the black money that's thrown into it.
Oh, yes.
Now, the reason for the black money, especially with Elizondo, there was always question about what his role was because he didn't have a real defined role. In other words, he had no job. He had to make himself relevant.
Oh, okay.
So, and all of a sudden we have UFO talk.
Right.
We evolved from Loch Ness and Bigfoot to UFOs.
Isn't it the same argument that people have for NASA?
Yes.
The argument of money laundering. It's a big black hole. We just keep dumping budget money into it.
Well, especially since the Challenger.
Yes.
Because we stopped doing anything space. We actually started hitching a ride with the Russian team to go up to the space station. So now you got a whole bunch of people, a lot of bloated staff with, well, twiddling their thumbs.
Right.
So I'm not saying people have their opinions, go through, by all means, go through.
Mhm.
I don't find myself compelled to go through the documents.
Me too. And the footage to me, you know, I live with a film producer. The grainier the footage, the easier it is to mask or
Right.
make it look or
Right.
create. I mean, you can create it in, yeah. A lot of this stuff I do think probably was drones that they were testing.
Or it
'Cause
could have been somebody's laser pointer.
yeah, it could have been. But I mean, if you're going to make like let's say a new form of propulsion that's quiet, wouldn't you
Mhm.
make a small unit first?
You would do it on a drone-sized thing.
Yeah, you would do that. And then you would fly it out and test it and see if anybody else can pick it up.
hmm
And what a wonderful deniability.
And if you get a UFO story out of it, cool.
All the
Because
better.
that it makes us relevant. We have to investigate that. Or at
I
least
must-
we have to be funded to investigate that, right?
Yes. It's always the thing. We're not going to fix the problem because if we
We're
fix
just
it, the
gonna
money's shut off.
we want that black money, right?
Yep.
'Cause we
Yep.
can't tell you what we're really doing with it, like COVID.
Right. But they have to put this out so that we can move on.
I said that last night with
I
Sean.
agreed. Yeah.
You've got to put this out on the table along with everything else
Right.
that's been coming out, because what's about to come out
hmm
should take up all your attention.
Yes. And you need to get all the distractions out, you know. Hopefully there's nothing else about Epstein that's lurking in the background. I'm sure we're going to find some things. tied
Okay,
into
does
the
anybody
fraud.
believe Epstein was Lily White?
No.
No.
Nope.
Does he have a skeleton or two? I'm absolutely sure he does.
I'm sure
Is he a blackmailer? There's nothing to show that. Is he trafficking? There was nothing to show that. Was he a businessman? Yes. Did he have contacts with virtually every head of state? Yes.
Yeah.
And their proxies, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to point out that you go where the regulations and the laws are favorable to you.
hmm
And just because we don't like it doesn't mean it was illegal where that happened. And
Yeah.
we need to give ourselves the ability to think through, instead of judging everything by the standards we hold. We
Right.
got to look at the standards they're being bound by.
Fair. I found it funny. Dan Scavino put out
Yeah.
ET Go Home. The gift.
I saw that last night. Yes, Duppy caught it. I cackled when I saw it.
That's pretty funny.
That was hysterical. After
then-
seeing the owl, right?
Right. And then Krill Dmitriev, he put out this aliens are bracing for the release of the UFO.
Right. And poor Marco, he's ready to take care of business, right?
Oh my gosh. Marco save us all there.
He's got his alien suit on.
I'm telling you. All right. Well, let's get to the really fun stuff. How about a court case?
Fun?
How are you today, Christa, by the way?
Good. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
It's testing day and the end of the school year, so it's like it all combined into one
Oh my
crazy
gosh,
morning.
it's already the end of the school year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Well, for them.
super mom of 4 there. She
Mhm.
runs a little ragged.
Yeah. On
I
Fridays.
remember those days.
Yes. It's a lot of juggling.
Mhm.
I never say anything because I can't do it. I couldn't keep your schedule at all. All right. So let's do this and then we'll.
The Supreme Court of Virginia has invalidated the voter-approved redistricting referendum, ruling lawmakers failed to follow the constitutional process required to place the measure on the ballot to begin with, halting Democratic-led efforts to implement a new congressional map. The decision resolves a high-stakes legal fight over whether the Democrat-controlled General Assembly complied with the Virginia Constitution when it moved to place the amendment before voters in a special election in April. At the center of the dispute is a technical but consequential question about timing. What qualifies as the next general election under the state constitution? And whether lawmakers acted too late by advancing the amendment after early voting had already begun in the state's elections last year. The state constitution requires the legislature to advance a proposed constitutional amendment in 2 steps. One legislative vote must take place before a general election, and the other must take place after. before lawmakers can place the proposed amendment before voters via a referendum. The requirement builds in an accountability for lawmakers by giving voters a chance to oust representatives who voted for the state constitutional amendment if they don't want the amendment to advance. It is meant to prevent the state legislature from rushing through a referendum without input from voters. The Virginia legislature did not vote on the redistricting referendum until early voting had already started last year. The Republican-backed challengers argued once early voting was underway in fall 2025, the election had effectively started, meaning the legislature missed the required constitutional window to act.
In fact, this amendment process is unprecedented in several respects.
Attorneys defending the amendment countered, the state constitution contemplates a single election day in November, with early voting treated as participation ahead of that fixed date.
For anyone who casts their vote early, as I have in the past many times, to say that they should have to say to themselves, I am accepting that there's something might happen in the interim that is significant that might change my vote if I had waited. And so that includes an October surprise or the death of a candidate.
During oral arguments, several justices pressed attorneys on the real-world implications of both sides' positions, particularly as early voting has become a dominant feature of modern elections.
How am I, if I voted on October 21st, actively participating in the election when I cast my vote if the election hasn't begun yet?
The litigation unfolded against a tight timeline. Under state law, the election must be certified within 14 days. The referendum itself narrowly passed, with voters approving the new map
was Tuesday
by a
night, by
slim
the way.
3-point margin. The outcome has major political implications, as the proposed districts could significantly reshape Virginia's congressional delegation ahead of the 2026 midterms in favor of Democrats. The broader dispute is part of an escalating national redistricting fight, with both parties pursuing mid-decade map changes in key states as control of the House hangs in the balance. In siding with the challengers, the court concluded the General Assembly failed to comply with the state's constitution's sequencing requirements, determining the amendment was advanced after the relevant election process had already begun. I'm Amy Delora for Washington Examiner.
All right. That was a fairly tame take on it.
I've been following this obviously from the beginning because it's where I'm from.
Right.
And it's been a hot topic for quite some time, since last year when they held the special session.
Right. And that's how they pulled the Republican candidate off the trail.
Right.
I remember you said that's why they did the special session.
This was specifically pulled her off the trail. It was a special session called over the budget, over financial issues. And they snuck this in there. It was back in November, obviously.
Sneaky
took her off
bastards.
actually it was in the end of October, but they took her off the campaign trail. Now, not that I think she was going to win anyway. You have to understand Virginia politics. We tend to go one on, one off, right? Because it's a uniparty here. So I was following this case and I listened a couple of times to the SCOVA hearing on this. And they were very focused on what I thought was the weakest of the three arguments. The other two being very clearly in the Constitution.
Right.
But it seemed they took on the 90-day challenge of when they got it on the ballot. Did they act in haste? And so the conversation was overriding when is election day. Now, for what it's worth, it's a 46-page. I dropped it in the chat.
Thank you.
It's a 46-page opinion. I'm on page 14. So I haven't finished reading it. But the 90-day challenge is the path of least resistance. Courts tend to hate to get involved in the interbranch arguments. And the 90-day challenge is the path of least resistance. So what I thought was the weakest path became the path that they used primarily. And it seems that's what the opinion's based on. Although the whole thing in Tazewell County had been deemed unconstitutional from the start. So what does this mean? It means it's over. Now, for what it's worth, we knew it was over because the referendum election had to be certified within 14 days, which was by Tuesday night. So by Wednesday, it was already dead.
Let's see. Filter Dog's just dropping link after link. God bless you, honey.
I put one of them in our folder. That's related to what we're talking about right now, the Virginia.
The one on screen is one that you just dropped.
Okay.
prior.
That's not a
So-
flattering picture of her down there.
Well, that's when she was doing her. I think it's
I
the
remember
perfect
that.
picture, actually.
I think that was intentional. If you want to ask the
It
question,
had to have
could you put the Wicked Witch to the West right next to her?
Right.
That was the day she came out to talk about sports teams, and she was asked a direct question about the budget, which didn't pass. They closed session without passing the budget for 2027. She was asked about that, and then kind of ducked and went back into the building. But that was an intent. I think that was staged.
I look at what all she's doing in Virginia and on the time crunch. So you have two arguments. You have one, they're running out of time, so they have to accelerate. And then you have the other argument of it's a plan to wake people up with the super obvious. You know, they're pushing through everything they've been talking about. They're just doing it on such an accelerated pace. You can't miss it, even in some of these deep blue places like New York and,
Well,
you know.
Virginia is also interesting because in the States, if you go to Bad Boys, Virginia has the most public corruption sealed indictments.
Yeah, you were saying that.
So it's really interesting to see what's unfolding here, especially with the raid that just happened.
Yes, that was exciting.
Oh, there isn't a Virginian in my chat that isn't cheering right now.
Oh, gosh, yes. I can only imagine. Let me shout out some Gold Pill love, and then we'll see. I have a feeling this is going to be a fun clip. Dixie with the shades. Thank you so much, sweetheart. In Filter Dog with 2 cookies and 2 links. Much love, friends. Much, much love. Okay, let's see what he gave us to look at here.
The woman now who is likely going to win the 9th district in Tennessee is a Black Republican woman as a result of this redistricting effort. It's likely going to be a Black Republican woman who beats that old white man.
Could I make this very
But
simple
that's
point?
racist?
It actually is. We're going to take a quick break, and then Tesla and Congressman, I'm going to have you both respond. We'll be right back.
I gotta. Who is likely going to win the 9th district in Tennessee is a Black Republican woman as a result of this redistricting effort. It's likely going to be a Black Republican woman who beats that old white man.
Could I make this very
But
simple
that's
point?
racist?
Look at the face. Look at the blonde. I hate my life. Oh,
If there was
God,
a
I want to
contest-
crawl under the table.
Who has the worst resting bitch face? Is it Mika or this girl? I think it's a dead tie.
It is actually. They could be twins. Kind of. They could be twins. So I saw this, and so I got this because Caroline Wren, she's the redistricting person. So this is her quick hot takes.
I have never been more excited to be wrong about something than I am being wrong about the Virginia Supreme Court. This was right before we came on, this ruling just came out. I mean, that was 4 seats that Dems were going to pick up that just came back into play. This is so massive. I'm so glad the Virginia Supreme Court did clearly the right thing. The process was unconstitutional. We all knew that. I just have lost faith in our institutions. And so it is great to see something like this be upheld. We have 2 massive court wins now with the VRA ruling, now this, and now all eyes are on the magic number, Steve, which is 218. That's what you need for the majority. We do not want Speaker Hakeem Jeffries. 218 is what we need. With this Virginia ruling and the Tennessee map passing last night, that puts Republicans at 212 safe seats. We need 6 more. And guess how many more seats are currently on the board for grabs with redistricting? 6. Louisiana, you've got 2. Alabama, you've got 2. South Carolina, 1. Mississippi, 1. You get those 6, that is game, set, match. And that does not even account for, by the way, the fact that we've removed 3.5 million at minimum illegal immigrants from this country who will no longer be voting this time around. So I am very optimistic today.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see James Clyburn's seat be up for grabs.
I'd love to
because they're
see those
redistricting that one. He was the
So-
reason why Biden got in. I will never forget that.
The left is freaking out.
Oh,
they
yeah.
cannot understand why MAGA is holding on. They're calling it the Trump revenge.
Yeah.
Everything is about revenge now. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. Well, in these court cases, and that's the argument, audience, be sure and tell them. Like the court case with Louisiana that did this with the redistricting, that was started in 23. It had nothing to do with the current administration. The raid in Virginia was
That was Merrick Garland, too.
investigation, that started in 21.
Yes.
Like the media's so anyway, when you have your friends and family that are repeating what the media tells you, just remind them when these cases started, because they all started under Biden. They have nothing to do with Trump. Now, Harmeet Dillon is suing the blue states to enforce the SCOTUS ruling. That is going to be on us. So she is working on suing several of them that have districts that do not abide by that map. It's going to take a while. I don't think they'll have that sorted by the midterms. I don't know.
Well, I don't know that it's sorted by the midterms, but if I recall, correct me, but I think it's being expedited.
I hope so. It should be. I mean, it's major.
Right.
Just like, I mean, I would love for them to force a census before 28. They need to force
Trump has called for it, but I don't know
Mhm.
that he may get it after everything comes out, but he's been calling for it a while because of what they did in 2020.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's
Well,
not unusual, by the way. It's not common, but not unusual.
so if you have now, as it's coming out, we have hundreds of thousands of dead people on voter rolls, even in red states. They're suing to get voter rolls, even in red states now, in all the blue states. You have the fraud coming out. You have all the snap. You have all the fraud. And I have a feeling we're just getting started. Like it's going to be a tsunami of fraud.
Oh, yeah.
So if we have that to deal with, we have the redistricting going on. And then they're going to have to pass the Voter Act. I have a feeling the more fraud that comes out, the more push it's going to be for the Voter Act.
And it's compelling for a recensus.
Yes.
You're removing all these non-voters. You're
Right.
removing now you need to have a clear counting as to who's in these districts. And I have and this is why they're fighting, giving up the voter records, because once you do that, I think the country's turning redder. It's removing a lot of blue representation.
It is, which is why they're so freaked out. And
Oh,
honestly,
yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying watching the as all the memes are, you know.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that. Well, I don't understand this one. I threw it in because you were on today and I was hoping maybe you could enlighten us a little bit on what is going on here. The International Trade Court strikes down Trump's second attempt at tariffs. I'm a little confused. Just
Wait a
in
minute.
general.
Did I see that? Hold on.
I know I sent it to you. I can read through it. It's from
Yes,
Just
please
News.
do. Please do, because I'm looking for it in the folder.
Federal trade court struck down Thursday the tariffs President Donald Trump imposed to replace the import taxes that the Supreme Court struck down earlier this year. And this is repeating the Supreme Court. U.S. Court of International Trade ruled 2-1 that Trump overstepped his authority by invoking Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974 to impose a 10% global import duty, which he did without congressional approval. If we have to wait for congressional approval, we're never getting anything. Like Congress is a joke. The House will move stuff, but Senate is where everything goes to die. So it's
only thing we would not have to wait for is if they give themselves a raise.
Oh, go ahead, ladies.
Let me give you a background.
Yes.
By using Section 122, which has it's limited, right? Time limited to 150 days. He bought time, knowing they were going to challenge him. He bought time because the two provisions he's really using, which he's starting to use now, is Section 301 and Section 232. But both of those sections require that he puts a dossier together to compel them. So by using Section 122, which
was a stopgap,
and the IEPA piece, all it did was buy him time. So now they're saying, and I'm just going to remind you that these other two provisions, the Section 122 provisions that he levied, the 15% after the IEPA SCOTUS ruling, they run out in July 24th, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So it was already going to
right around my birthday.
Right. So, but he's already given us hints that he's got other means of tariffing. And like I said, using Section 301 and 232 with a dossier compelling that particular provision, he can use those, and he can go further than 15% under those provisions. So this argument about Section 122, That's because that's all that's on the table.
Mhm.
In the meantime, he's got this working in the background.
Okay. All right. That helps. I'm looking at that and I'm like, so are they going to try and make him return the 10% he's been pulling in? Because
Yes.
they're doing, so he's going to, okay.
They're going to attempt, that's the international trade, but they're going to attempt for him to return. But if he can then back this up with these dossiers, which according to some of the things he said and, the Lutnick and such like that, I get the impression that some of those dossiers are completed. So I don't know because we haven't seen anything come out publicly. But I get the impression some of them are completed. And they, like I said, they allow him to impose even higher tariffs.
Aw. I just realized S. Jones is making me animated GIFs of my cats. She's so funny. I love that. Thank you. Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. I like where that is because I saw the headline and I skimmed it and I was like, I kind of don't understand. So I'm so glad you were here for that.
Yeah, I'm glad I am too. We talked about this on a show when the IEPA opinion came out.
Yeah. It's been a while. So it's good for us to revisit. And I'm glad you mentioned the other two provisions. That helps everybody.
Yeah, that's section 301 and section 232. Those are the two other provisions that he have.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Christa, do you have anything you want to add before I plow through?
No.
You good? You're so quiet today.
I'm good.
I don't want to, I want to make sure you're
I'm good.
okay. Okay, sweetie. All right. I put this one in because of the discussion we've been having about Canada and the situation of the New World Order and the whole, I did want to have you mention the new person that was posted in Canada, the new general person that they put in. So House GOP warns Canada its new cybersecurity bill could pose privacy risks to Americans because they're going to import the same model, I'm sure, that the EU's been trying to do.
You know who they're using? Anthropic.
That's why I threw it in. Because Anthropic is your new thing. And I'm thrilled with it. That connects so many dots.
And the fact that they're trying to make the new World Order Canadian based.
Right.
It all lines up.
Yeah. Because that would be the biggest threat. It would be Canada. They're wanting to pose themselves, I think, to us the way that the EU views Russia. You know, like the big bad that's always looming over the hill. I feel like they're trying to create that about themselves using Canada.
I think that's
to listen to them, they're defensive, right? I'm sorry, Kristen.
No, it's okay. So why do you think they're using them as kind of the proxy New World Order now, like shifting that over to Canada?
To piss us off?
No, because there's fraction in the EU.
Yeah.
The EU member countries are starting to get very nervous and very upset. And if you fracture the EU, you fracture Brussels, and that's the New World Order, right? That's where the globalists are. So you move them offshore, which Carney just talked about a couple of days ago, that it will be outside of Europe, off continent.
Well, and City of London's struggling.
Yes.
And as soon as the new crypto
Did you see what happened last night?
No, tell me.
It completely flipped last night.
And
the Reform Party picked up. Are you ready for this number? You're going to love this number. 333 seats.
Was it? When I looked and went to bed, it was 113 they picked up.
Yeah, the final tally this morning was 333.
So now their structure is very different. They have, is it 5 parties or 6 parties?
5.
5. And how many seats are available if they've swept?
Oh my God, hundreds. It's like,
it's like what, 600 or something?
Something like that. Now, hold on a minute. I will drop you the final tally. I dropped it in at like 3:30 this morning. Here it is. I think I can drop it into the chat, right?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Doesn't look like I can.
I see the court case that you dropped in.
Yeah, this isn't a link. Let me
Oh.
send it to you. I'm sending it to you now.
DM? Okay.
In DM.
Got it.
So 333 seats for the Reform Party. The Labor Party lost. You heard me, right? They lost 246 seats.
Wow. They got spanked hard.
Yes.
Like hard.
Right.
Whew.
The Conservative Party, I guess that's the Conservative Party, lost 126 seats. They got completely eviscerated.
They're the uniparty. Like they're our version of rhinos.
Mm-hmm.
And the Reform Party is their new version of MAGA, basically.
Right. Look what they did.
Mm-hmm. And then
So yesterday, everything was down except for the Green Party got like 10 or 12 seats. And the Reform Party had 113 seats late last night. But, you know, when the sun rose this morning in the UK, those were the numbers people woke up to.
Wow.
And that's amazing.
The Fabian Society is probably very pissed off.
Yeah, it sucks to be them right now.
It does. The creators of the labor. Oh,
which is
goodness.
why Singham is such a hot topic in the US today.
Yes. Yeah, I've got that article coming up too. Let me get back to where we were. Is there what else on
Filter
Canada?
gave us another cookie, and I'm going to put that link in our folder as well.
I've got it pulled up.
Oh, you have it. Okay, perfect.
I got it. It's it marries with the clip that we were seeing of CNN of who the competitors are to drive home the point of why the blonde was so disheartened.
Right.
And she really was. Can you tell the audience what the new position, the woman that they just put in power, and what Carney specifically said about that woman and what her role is?
Well, she's Brussels.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. Like Canada
she's
is
Brussels,
and
they're
not sovereign at all.
But no, they've never been sovereign.
No,
but
but
the
they
thing
thought
that
they
I
were.
think people are forgetting is Carney is City of London.
Yes.
So you just took the New World Order and put it in Canada. That's why I'm saying they're and he said they were offshoring the New World Order. So you just took Brussels, made them, remember Brussels is the rules base, right, of the World Order. And then City of London is the financial plumbing for the New World Order. It's all now in Canada. And who are they using? Anthropic as the brain.
Right. Anthropic is the one that we all have to really keep our eye on, because that is the mechanism that they were going to use for a one world order.
Right. Well, they're still trying to do that. That's the HAPE coalition.
Yes.
And it's funny because they were challenging the US on mass surveillance.
Right.
But they're hooking up with the who did what? Mass surveillance.
Mass surveillance. I tell you, it's wild. Well, this is the Marxist promoting Singham Network leader holds a gig at the CCP-tied think tank United Front Work. And I threw that in because I know you've dug on United Front.
Yeah.
So it just worked out that you happen to be here today, and I happened to find all of this stuff.
Sure. You keyed it up.
I literally, like, it just all fell into place today.
I'll tell you, there's so much falling in place, though.
There is, man. Some days I'm kind of down, but I see us winning so much. So much now. So let's see. Top led Wang Win, Dean of Chongyang Institute. Chongyang. Thank you. Financial Studies at Riemann University of China. It's a member of CCP.
I think it's Riemann, but
Riemann. Okay. I assume off the bat, I'm probably not saying them correct. I have such limited knowledge of Chinese vernacular. So he's a member of the CCP and a leader within the United Front organizations. And the institute itself is influenced by the CCP and is immersed in the United Front ecosystem. The Singham Network linked People's Dispatch said that Vijay Prashad, the director of the Tricontinental Institute of Social Research,
that tells you everything you need to know.
I was going to say right there, that tells you a lot. institute.
Let's see. So, how far have we gotten? Chongyang and Min.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's the gift that keeps giving. The advisory board is chaired by Singham himself, of course.
Neville Roy.
A Singham. Oh, geez. So a senior non-resident fellow at the very same institute at the very same university in China. He is so connected to all this stuff. Why?
You remember who his wife is?
Oh, yeah. She's the founder of Code Pink.
Code Pink.
All the crazy people that I never understood why they put.
And he's an American who moved to Beijing.
He's an Indian who's an American. Did he acquire citizen? Like, was he born in India and then came over?
I think his parents are immigrants.
Okay.
I'm not, but you're going backwards on me. So
sorry.
And contrary to what Sean believes, I'm not an elephant.
He should know better than to compare any female to that.
Well, no, he's meaning elephant, the brain, the mind,
I know.
the memory of an elephant, and I'm not. I don't.
I know he means it well.
Physically, I may have some similarities.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like he's leaving himself open to many jokes and traps with that.
Oh yes, but I take note. Getting even. I get to pick the date, the place, the time.
So Prashad referred to the Shanghai resident Singham as one of the oldest and dearest friends in 2021. He also called him a Marxist with a massive software company. He sold the company a few years ago and decided to give away all the money towards political education for the new generation of radicals. They are literally creating this color revolution.
Well, he's one of the masterminds behind it.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. It kind of makes me wonder, like, it's totally off topic. In the second is it the second Deadpool? Not the most recent one, but in one of the Deadpool movies, it starts out, it opens, and he's infiltrating this skyscraper in like China. And he's going through all of these, all the security, and it's all, action packed, boom, 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 and stuff. And he's trying to get to a human trafficking money launderer person, and he gets them, but he was contracted to do it as a black ops because he could go in with no affiliation. I just think of stuff like this because Singham's never going to come back here. I don't care that Congress has subpoenaed him. He's never coming back.
So something I noted back in September-ish, more came out of Kash Patel's hearing between the House and the Senate. He did 2 days of hearings in October. He was talking about he was working with his partners in China on the precursors to fentanyl. And all of those companies that were making those precursors, when this group started to work on them in China, they all hightailed it to India.
Right.
So I think, and just my opinion, but I think we're getting a little more help out of China than is being made publicly available.
I would agree with that. And Trump keeps indicating that this visit,
is going to be historic, right?
Yes. And that, the world will be changed at the end of the
It'll
visit.
be a new world when it gets back. So
right.
I can't help but wonder if we've already had a couple of extraditions out of China to here. They gave us a couple of people. So I can't help but wonder if that coordination includes ending this. And it makes sense that you would keep that, kind of under the cover, because you got to keep painting China as a bad guy. Now, let me also say, does China do espionage? Yes. Does the US do espionage? Yes. I mean, this is what you do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about the nemesis position so much as getting back to a world order that doesn't create war.
Right.
That isn't used to make money off of war.
Yeah.
I think there's a bigger story going here. Do we try to out-trade each other? Yes. Do we try to outsmart each other on intel and weapon systems and so? Of course we do. I mean, it's unrealistic to think that that's going away, at least in the near future. Right? Peace through strength means something.
I agree with all that. I wanted to shout out Handy News, who rated us over on Rumble. Welcome in, fam. We have a special guest today. We have a feisty cat on deck, and they've rated us in Pilled too. Thank you so much. Shout out Handy News for
Good to see all
those
you
who.
guys.
Oh, there's such good folk over there.
Oh,
Really
my twins
team.
over there. Cassis Rumble. Love ya.
Well, Christa, what do you think of all this with Anthropic and all the China stuff?
I mean, I have to process it. I haven't had time to even look really into it or listen to the replay of Feisty from the other day about it. So I need to do that this weekend. Saturdays are like my catch-up days.
Mine too.
Well, God help you. Get a drink.
Yeah. Oh, was I?
Who, there's a lot in that episode.
Oh,
There was it's packed.
Yeah, that's what Mary said. I was like, I need
It's
my
packed.
notebook.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't know how to scale it back.
No,
because
and you shouldn't.
Because the information that came out the week before preempted my deck.
Right.
For Monday. So when it did that, I had what I had were about 25 slides, became almost 100 slides.
Yeah.
And so I had to cut it.
You know, I'm a big proponent of do the work and be as detailed as you can. And it takes however long it takes, but you're better off just being as detailed. Like people can go out to YouTube, talk and get like the little 2 to 5 minute, but
let them go do that. Maybe I'll be able to do some shorts or what have you. But there's this neat invention on all social media. It's called pause. So if it's overwhelming, pause it. Replay helps, jot down the timestamp. I've had a few people tell me they were binge watching. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That would give me a headache.
There's some episodes I've gone back and done a second time. The banking one, I would recommend everybody watch twice, and the one that you just did on the SPLC networks. And then
Well, it's a
on
4-part
Anthropic.
series on this one. The banking one, when I was doing the money side, I did the shadow banking and I did the money and accountability, showing how we're evolving.
They were fantastic.
And then I came into the I showed the Trump timelines, the opposition, right? The Purple Revolution, brought that into, and then SPLC dropped, which preempted the deck. So we went through that. So instead of going through the MIC, I did SPLC, and then the next week I did LCCHR, which I still laugh about, because at the very end, after 34 slides or so, Sean found a video of Maya Wiley,
which was
saying
perfect.
exactly what I had just said for 3 hours.
It was perfect.
I know.
It could not have been better.
But thanks to you, now have the whole, I don't know if you got to listen to it, have the whole thing, the whole speech. Oh my gosh, it's jam-packed. I've since recorded it.
Nice. I'm glad I could help.
But it's been a good series at a very timely point, right?
Yes.
So.
I'm just such a firm believer in just, details matter, and it takes however long it takes. You can't, I would rather put it out there and it's their choice, whether they want to, but I don't want to feel like I ever left something on the table.
Well, I'm going to let you know right now, there's a lot of stuff I cut out in the interest of time. But tried to be as comprehensive as I could be, but I did end up taking a lot out. I have about, from this 4-part series that I'm doing right now, I probably have about another 150 slides sitting in another deck that I removed because it didn't really advance the story. I tend to over document the research, and then try to make a fluid story after that. And there's probably another 150 slides.
I do that too.
I didn't do.
I do that with the Sunday shows, and then I try and pare it down as to what is the most relevant information that they need, and then trying to put it in a timeline that
is
hopefully
reasonable. Tells the story itself.
Yes, that the viewer can follow along with, and they're not overwhelmed or confused, and just so you're not jumping back and forth in the timelines. Sometimes on the subject matter, it's very difficult to put it in a timeline.
Well, it's been funny because, I've been tired.
Yeah.
I'm not tired because I'm overworking. I'm tired because I can't stop overworking. Because once you start going into this, it's like, oh, this is cool, this cool, this cool. And before you know it, it's 6 hours later.
Yep. It just time evaporates. It really does.
Because it's
Famix
been
and
a
I
really
were
cool story.
we were talking in the chat a few minutes ago, and he was saying how fast the year's going, and I said, I
know.
swear we're on a different timeline. Like it feels like time is moving completely different now.
That's because, if you don't mind my saying, we've had so much happen since Nick Shirley dropped the fraud video the end of
Yes.
December till
Yes.
now. It's been 1 or 2, maybe 3 things a week, just a steady pace. And we were told we were going to get tired of winning. Well, I didn't realize it was going to be tired of, I'm afraid to step away from my computer from 5 minutes winning. But yeah, it's been this steady pace. Every day, something new, something said, and everything is so relevant, and dots are starting to connect.
Yes.
Once dots start to connect, you're compelled to keep watching. And before you know it, you get from December, and here it is May. I said the same thing the other day. I cannot believe it's May already.
Yeah. It's almost my anniversary again.
Yeah, same here.
Real quick, thank you again, Filter Dog, for this link. This is what the blonde was so sad about. This is the beautiful black woman that's going to unseat the, as they were saying, the old white Democrat. I remember him from clips. He's pretty obnoxious. I know we've played clips of him. Christa, do you recognize that smile of I feel like we've played.
It does look
clips.
familiar. I feel like we have.
I feel like we've played.
They all have that same like, "Hi, I am deranged" look.
The crazy eyes. Oh, the crazy eyes. They're wild. Let's see. I had one more article, I think. This one was about Comey. Let me close out a couple tabs. So the federal judge agrees to cancel Comey's court appearance in the Trump case.
Oh, go figure.
Right? I have a feeling this is going to go a very different way than a lot of people think.
I agree with you 1000%.
I think there is just, and I don't think he's clean, but
okay,
I think
let's
there's more
dispel with
going
the
on.
clean versus not clean.
Right.
Okay. If
Right.
you're in DC, nobody's clean.
Yeah, you can't.
So,
You can't
but
be
now
in that.
you've got to, you kind of scale what unclean means, right?
Right.
And if we're at the top of the tree, we're talking treasonous, subversive behavior.
Right.
And
Yes.
that's a very different lens. And I would advise people to go look up what it takes to convict of those two things. And get prepared, because while people may be guilty of some things, they're not, I don't think they're nearly as guilty as people want them to be.
Sean Joe, thank you for that can, good friend. I just saw that. I was checking the chat real fast. Yeah, I really encourage people to not get too locked in, because we were always told that the ending would be different and it wouldn't be for everybody. And we're all locked into certain narratives because we've been seeing them and saying them for a long time. And we may not be correct on a lot of our assumptions. Some of them we will be very over target, and some of them I don't think we will be.
I'm okay with being wrong on everything.
As long as we get to the end.
I
Yeah.
want the answers. I'm
I do
okay with
too.
being wrong.
I do
And
too.
the thing is, though, the closer we get to the end, the more you start to realize what you did get wrong and what you got right. Because you can't describe it any other way. And if you're evolving with the information that's coming out, you shouldn't be shocked by what this ends up being.
Right. I would agree. I thought this was interesting. The blue states are bleeding $2 trillion in wealth to red states over a 10-year period.
Well, something about policy thingy. Your tax base was the red. Your not tax base is all blue and living off of public welfare. Oh, and that's under the federal spotlight for fraud. Go figure.
The house of cards is going to collapse by the end of this year. Like the blue states are going to be hurting very badly.
Yeah, but do you remember when Pelosi took back the gavel
Yeah,
in
you were
January
mentioning that the other
2019?
night. Yeah.
There was a noticeable, in fact, we were doing a show the day that happened. And I said, for think what you will of her, but she's a senior stateswoman, right?
Right.
She's very skilled, very, very savvy.
She is. She's a
When she
shark.
took back the gavel, there was something wrong with what she did. She noticeably, that's when the squad became prominent, was at that point. She noticeably shifted the party hard left. And I said then, this is a problem that needs to be dealt with unless the intent is to blow up the party. And that's what we've been watching ever since.
Yeah, they have spiraled. So do you think she just took the leash off and just let him go? Because the communist movement has been brewing since like the 1950s.
Well, we've known about it, but it came out in the 50s with the McCarthy era.
Yeah.
And we've seen many examples of communism kind of run amok in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole LaRouche movement, right?
Right.
So we've known about this. Even Malcolm X, known
Oh God,
communist.
he was a huge one.
Yeah.
Huge
So,
communist.
but if you take that understanding, and there used to be a wiki showing how many members of Congress were card-carrying members of Democrat Socialists and the Communist Party USA. Of course, that wiki got taken down, but it used to be there, and it was a lot more sizable than people think. So and when Nancy Pelosi took back the gavel in January of 19, it was noticeable what she did. Where they tried to smooth things before, it was noticeable to how hard left they went. And so my opinion has been that the intent was to blow up the Democrat Party with the two paradigms, the Trump, the Democrats, right? And he's done it ever since. I mean, the whole Clinton argument, why did he say Clinton should be in jail? Well, he was running against her.
Right.
But who did he describe in that video? It wasn't Clinton. It was the deep state. It was a shadow government.
It was the systems.
Right. So if you're going to challenge the systems, you clean out the purveyors of those systems.
Yeah.
Pushing them hard left in the Democrat Party makes sense.
It's an interesting take on the motivations and deliberation of Pelosi. Braves, what do you think?
I'm not giving her any credit either, by the way.
No,
but
I still can't stand the witch.
I can't either.
Braves, what do you think, honey?
Sorry, I'm just kidding. Keep up with the chat. I'm sorry.
I know. I want to be sure that you're giving your opinions too.
Yeah.
Okay. She didn't hear him.
I'm sorry. I'm
he was diverted.
Thinking about something else.
I see all the.
It's okay, sweetie. I'm
trying not to be sad today.
What's okay? Okay. Do you need a minute?
Just about music, man.
Whatever you're referring to, I don't know about it.
He just needs our prayers. He's struggling with a lot of health issues right now. Harley just brought him up, and I'm like, I don't want to say it. I'm going to start crying in air.
Okay.
I don't know who you're referring to.
He's a streamer here on Pilled.
Music man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him on the streams, and I've seen him pop in the chats here and there. Braves is just so locked into the community, much more so than I am. Okay. Well, we will add him to our prayers. No, honey.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely, we will. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Just breathe. I'll try and. Do you want me to find something funny?
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Why are you apologizing?
You're fine, hun. All right. Let me. How about some other? I did see this. We'll just hit this real fast. Do you remember the Egyptian national that was throwing Molotov cocktails on the Jewish people in that park?
Yeah.
So he gets maximum life sentence for firebombing, and this is in Colorado. I'm seeing more court cases in Colorado that are coming through.
That's interesting.
I'm surprised.
I know, right? Like
that's really interesting.
In Colorado.
Where we can't get Teeter Peters out.
I know. It breaks my heart about Tina, but at least we're seeing some movements in Colorado. So, all right. I remember didn't his family flee the country after
Yes.
they fled.
After the, mhm.
You know, but again, it was more important to him to blow up a bunch of women than to take care of his own family. That's the part that always gets me about all this stuff. Their priorities are so crazy. So his family's visas were revoked, and then they were detained by ICE. Trump administration has cited the case, pushing the stricter enforcements. All right, so that's a win. More winning.
This one, oh
God, and Christa,
you know she's communist, right?
Oh, huge communist. Okay. Like there's no question on that front. But I am always gobsmacked when our representatives or senators
say it out loud.
In the fact that they talk about colluding with hostile countries.
Right.
So isn't that like a violation of the Logan Act as well?
And that was my thing too. How is this not actionable?
I don't know.
Because there's a bunch
because
of
they never took action against Bernie Sanders
or AOC
or any of. I mean, we've had, but
Lady
she's
Lindsay.
been to Cuba many times. JPL has.
And what about like Karen Bass, who's running
Karen
right
Bass
now?
Also went. Yes,
she's affiliated with the Weather Underground, that group.
Yes,
she's affiliated in the bombings of people.
Right.
Like they can't
David
prove
Gilbert.
that she did it, but
Remember,
she was part of the bombings. Yes.
Jay went and Gilbert's son went and petitioned to Cuomo before he stepped down to pardon Gilbert.
Yep. It's a whole mess. And the other thing we must talk about, ladies, is what in the fuck possessed her to put that god awful thing on her body?
I don't know. The ugliest dress.
It is the most.
It's a 60s hippies dress.
It is hideous.
It's all those big flowers, isn't that? That's from the 60s.
It's so. I
Does
mean,
she have the same stylist as Kamala, who dresses her in poop suits all the time.
It's hideous. I mean, it's not. It doesn't do anything for
Hey,
her.
look, it isn't the curtains.
Ugly.
It's not the curtains Jill wore.
Right.
Yes, that's one positive.
God.
That's one positive.
Jill she went from looking like a hooker to a walking couch flip. Like just whichever day you were going, she looked like a hooker strutting around in her black negligee.
We started matching. We started matching curtain material
with Bed Bath
upholstery material to whatever she was wearing. So
she literally wore slip cushions. I swear she did.
Maybe that's why Bed Bath & Beyond went out of business, because people stopped buying tablecloths because they're like, I don't look like Jill anymore. So
if I normally would have picked it up, I would have been like, no, that looks like you know who I can't do that.
I need just plain white, no design.
So we're gonna bring back the 60s, and Christa, I can see you in these big bold flowers.
Yes, it's totally my thing.
I mean, well, maybe Ash would wear flowers. Probably even in her hair.
She wouldn't wear those.
Oh no, she wouldn't look like. No, Ash is way too stylish.
So can I tell you a story?
Always.
When I was young, I was trying to sew a button onto my shirt, and I didn't realize that the needle comes up through the button, and so the thread kept going around. And I went to my grandmother and I said, "No, I can't figure this out." And she says, "Well, let me show you." And so I put the button on, and she said, "Did you enjoy that?" I said, "Yeah, this is fun." So she started to teach me to sew on the sewing machine.
Oh, nice.
And I was about 8-ish years old. And she said, if you take this doll pattern and make 10 different dresses out of this pattern, I'll take you to get your own material and your own pattern to make something for you to wear. So I made 10 different dresses, really cute little doll dresses.
Cute.
She takes me to Woolworths. You remember Woolworths, right?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yes.
And I get a pattern, And I picked this blue material with these big, bold yellow and orange sunflowers all over it. And I could see, to this day, I could see the look on her face like, oh, dear God, the monster I unleashed. She says, are you sure, sweetie, that that's what you want to do? Oh, yes, I got to have these. And what was I making? A pair of pants.
Oh, no. For like a doll? Like a little?
No, for me.
Oh.
And I wore them. It's one of those hidden memories. I threw out every picture there was of me with those.
But you thought you were the bee's knees, though, at the time.
I did.
Like you strutted in them.
But looking at what she's wearing reminded me, the first time I saw that reminded me of that pair of pants that I made. And of course, I didn't quite make them right, so I didn't cut them properly on the grain. So the flowers are a little crooked. I mean, it was pretty bad. I was 8.
Yeah.
But still, that's what that reminded me of, was that pair of jeans. And then I stopped and I thought, I was 8. She's not. She's an adult. What the hell?
Well, and she has people around her and access to people that would pick out clothing.
Not just pick out clothing, but saying, let's take
They
a
must
visit
hate
to
her.
the
I think
ladies'
they-
room before you get in front of the camera.
They must intentionally are like snickering behind her back, like, let's put her in that. And see what happens.
She must have just been like, no, I like this. I'm wearing it.
And
She
they're like,
had to have
okay,
been,
knock
right?
yourself out, literally.
Yeah.
Well, who did Jill get her advice from? I mean,
Right? And they kept
So-
putting that crazy bitch on Vanity Fair.
Right.
Oh my God.
Like on
They're
the
like,
cover
she's
of
the
all these
most
things.
classy. Ugh.
Oh,
She should
God.
be.
And then we can go on about Michelle. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, she didn't usually dress in the best grain either.
Linebacker
They made her
couture.
look heavier and dumpier.
Oh, yeah. She
I mean,
did. And with her.
Did you see
yeah.
the shoulders they had to work with?
Right? No extra padding needed there. I thought it was so funny that Obama is now blaming his failing marriage on the party and the fact that he has to be out there grooming the party because they're falling apart. And he's like, that's why our marriage is having so much
the
trouble.
moniker of Michael isn't failing his marriage?
Right?
I don't know, but I have a different take on what he said there.
The fact that Michael went on podcast nonstop last year complaining about everything that she hated about him, even down to the way he chews. Like, I almost felt sorry for him. You're living with that harpy, whatever it is, like, my God, I wouldn't want to go home either.
And he blames it.
He's literally, he had that interview with Colbert and he's blaming it on Trump. He's blaming his marriage problems now.
Because,
on Trump too.
last time I checked, the germaphobe in office typically gets inside somebody else's bedroom.
Right? That would totally be a thing.
It would totally be a thing for a germaphobe.
Good grief.
These people are driving me crazy.
They're
Do you remember, though,
hilarious.
after Bush, when Obama came in office?
Yeah.
In Obama's second term, they were still blaming everything on Bush.
Oh, all the time. That's all we freaking heard. Well, I inherited a mess.
2011,
even Biden said that.
We made a big joke on Twitter in 2011 after the earthquake here. We said, we just found out there's a new fault in DC. It's called Bush's fault. I mean, it went viral because it was so ridiculous how much they blamed the previous administration.
Yeah. It is excessive. It really is. And Bush, for all of his faults, I mean, in comparison to the Obama reign of terror, he was pretty vanilla.
Whether he was or not, I mean, at some point you got to be bigger than the story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've got to allow yourself to, I mean, every administration is going to complain. I've been in HR for 35 years. And it's amazing how many people leave a company, come to our company, the company I recruited them into, and for the next 30 to 60 days, they got to tell you about, well, in my last company, we did. It's like, well, you're not there.
Right.
And then after they settle in, the person who held the position before them was a complete idiot suddenly. And it's like, okay, do you not hear yourselves? When do you put the mirror in front of your face? So it seems to be a human tendency.
I'm wondering with this, if he flipped. I don't know. Because we've seen, so the Minnesota Somali fraudster pleads guilty to stealing $2.2 million, avoids jail time through the plea deal.
Means he gave up actionable information.
And that's what I'm thinking. So a lot of people see this and they're pissed. You know, you did the crime, but you won't do any time. But are you leading to, you know, a few other $1 billion worth that we can claw back? I don't know.
Well, we're talking hundreds of billions of dollars in fraud.
Mm-hmm.
In my view, 2.2 million doesn't hit the Richter scale.
Well, and
he's a low-hanging fruit that you can exploit.
Right. So they're saying the plea deal was offered by Keith Ellison, and that's where people are looking at it going,
oh,
yeah, because it wasn't a federal offering, it was Keith Ellison. So I don't know.
I got to question that too. I'm sorry.
He's agreed to help authorities track down the alleged mastermind of the operation. A fugitive co-defendant who was released from custody despite officials' pleas stating that he was a flight risk. And of course he fucking left. Because of course he did. But this is about the Medicaid. This isn't feeding our family. So it's not the, it's not the
feeding our future is SNAP and Medicaid.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Ilhan was tied to that, correct?
Yes. I think this is a different one, but I could be mistaken. It could be that same one. But the lady inside jail that's been convicted, the one white lady that was leading the Feeding Our Future thing, she's been turning, so through her son, she keeps dropping all of this evidence in and out. So I kind of think that on the inside, she's trying to get a better deal. At least that's what it looks like.
They did that with Rothstein, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
Told him they would get him a sentence reduction if he told the truth.
Yeah.
He got 50 years from 100.
Well, that's a lot better. That's at least a chance. And then
You're still not coming out, right? I think you'd be like 108, I believe.
Yeah. There had to have been some condition, like he was going to get a better place or more, you know what I mean? Like a more comfortable 50 years than hard labor, maybe that was part of it.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Tim Burchett ironically went on Joe Rogan. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. I keep seeing clips of it everywhere. So they could have pulled an older show, but I'll have to check. I think it's from yesterday.
Now, and you've got NGOs. Now, how many NGOs you think operate out of over there?
Oh, how many?
Over 1,000. And then you throw in the United Nations. And
out of Afghanistan?
Yeah, there's
1,000 NGOs.
It's the freaking.
That's a fact.
It's the biggest scam. Yeah. NGOs. I wrote a letter to the president months ago, and they've tapped the brakes on the NGOs. I mean, some of them don't have any money, and some of them got a lot. But Elon Musk told me, like I really know him. I mean, I hung out with him a couple of times, and we talked. Called me Tim, which I thought was pretty cool. But he says, Tim, here's how these NGOs work. He said, you know, they start out as a good organization, maybe during Bush 1 or Bush 2. You know, a lot of those limousine liberals, do-gooders, you know, they start these organizations, and they set them up and to do, you know, feed the starving children or whatever. Well, they don't have any money in them, and some billionaire who we all know, you can just name them, they'll drop $1 million in one of those. And then this unelected bureaucrat in Washington, D.C. says, hey, they got $1 million. This place is legit. And so they give them money. They put the money in there for them. And then they start running federal money through that, yours and my tax dollars. And he told me he thinks they stole over $1 trillion. I thought, at the time, I thought that was crazy. But then I start looking at.
I think it's going to be a lot higher.
I mean, you know, what happened in
they're talking north
Minnesota,
of $2 trillion now.
19 billion. Joe, when I went to state legislature, our state budget of Tennessee wasn't $19 billion. It was years ago. And so it's a lot more than that now. But that's the amount of fraud and waste and abuse that go on. Well, so backtrack to this deal. So I get involved with it, and it's just unbelievable. It took me I passed the bill twice. And the second time my buddy John Stout in the office there, he comes up with an even stronger version. And so we send it to the Senate. And so we find out that there's a Senate staffer that somebody said he's like the unofficial ambassador to Afghanistan. I've literally read where he said
you saw me point that out, remember?
Complimentary things about the
That's
Taliban.
why I put this in here.
Now those people want to kill us. They'll, as I like to say, they'll hate us for free. We don't need to give them any money. Well, it's like pulling teeth through my committee. The Democrats raised ruckus, and because obviously they don't want anybody looking at those NGOs. And the NGO money, now get this, it maybe a little bit goes to feed some starving kid, but a lot of it gets washed and it goes back to the good old United States of America. Are you familiar with dark money and campaigns?
Yes.
You know, the folks back home, the day before the election, the People for American Justice approved this ad. Did you know Tim Burchett, pushed his second grade girlfriend down in a mud puddle and never apologized? That's what happened, and then paid for by the People for American Justice, and then, but what's happened is that money that you're sending over there is coming back in the form of dark money. And we've got, and I think both parties are involved with it at some point. I think the Democrats have had a run of it, and they've got it pretty much closed. They've got a pretty good market going on it, in my opinion. And there are probably some Republicans I think I know of that have some dark money too. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily from this, but from other things. And then you start talking about the UN. The UN has got, and everybody, so that's UN, Burchett. We don't have anything. The heck we don't. We sponsor the freaking UN. If it was up to me, I'd pull out of the dadgum UN. They are nothing. All they do is get Americans killed. They talk ugly about us, and they take our dadgum money, and we let them do it because crooked politicians are in bed. Washington is crooked as a dog's leg, Joe. And this bill makes them report it. And
I wonder if he and Kennedy
follow the money, so we know where it's going. And if it's going to the Taliban, it's out. And
can you just explain to me how they would justify sending money to the Taliban, and what is the circumstance? Like, how do they
justify it by saying it doesn't happen? They justify it by saying it doesn't happen.
They literally say that.
Yeah. I did check. It is from yesterday. So if there's all kinds of stuff, he asked him about UFOs and all kinds of stuff. So I bet it's a really good interview.
Before you go any further, with regards to what he's talking about, that is exactly what I laid out with the LCCHR. How the bridges, how they become staffers. Laid it out again with the MIC. Showed you how the money, the revolving door of money, more than 70% of appropriated funds never leave the country, which is a scary thing.
That's horrifying. All of our money.
And they turn it, they reverse launder it, right? They send it out and bring it back in as dark. It gets put into campaigns, gets other people brought in. Do you really think Soros used his own money to hire all those U.S. attorneys? No, he used this.
Hell no. He used all of ours.
And you're talking, and he's right about how corrupt DC is.
Yes.
But you're not just talking the elected officials. They're usually held hostage.
Yeah.
You are talking a subversive group of people that are embedded in our government. He just told you about the guy from Afghanistan, a staffer. They're embedded in our government, and they pretty much call the shots. They decide what language gets into bills, if they write it at all, and they decide how much money gets appropriated through the negotiation process.
Yep.
We're not running our government. They are.
The bureaucracy has been running it. Banning used to call it the entrenched bureaucracy, I think. And that was right. Or the administrative state. Those were the two names.
The administrative state is the common term. They're referred to as the entrenched and fortified.
Yeah.
Because they not only entrench themselves, but they're fortified by the system, the mechanism around them.
Yep.
Which is why I showed all of those nodes the other day.
Yeah. That was
I showed
Monday.
you how that works.
That was Monday on the Sean Anon channel. For those that want to take a look at that, I really encourage it. Ann Boyer, thank you so much for that $10 Rumble rant. She says, thank you for a great show.
It is. I'm enjoying myself. I'm glad you guys are liking it.
Oh, good. Good, good, good. That means you'll come back and hang out.
I enjoy being with you guys.
I do too.
We got to make sure the news isn't all stuff I've recently researched, though, so that
new stuff.
I want new stuff.
All right. How about some Hochul?
Jumped the gun to have her press conference today.
Absolutely. That's what I thought y'all was going to ask me. There's no budget deal.
I'm very proud to announce that we've reached a general agreement for the fiscal year 2027 state budget. And I also want to thank my partners in government, Andrea Stewart-Cousins, the leader of the Senate, for her hard work and dedication to helping us get to this.
Are you kidding me?
Our Assembly Speaker, Carl Heastie. I want to thank them both.
She's actually saying there's a budget deal when there isn't one?
Yeah. This was yesterday. Yes, I think it was
goodness.
yesterday. She came out. It was either yesterday or Wednesday night. She came out with this speech about, oh, we've got a budget and everything. So here's the legislation of the state going. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
A lot of meals, a lot of conversations, getting to know each other at a personal level.
There's no deal. I said to her last night, I was comfortable with her saying to y'all, we were close. It is close. But this is what's wrong with this process. It's like, I'm going to only talk about policy. And then when I think the legislature is giving me what I want on policy, then we'll talk about money. There's so many open issues on money where, in all parts of the budget, the governor's team, the Senate team, the Assembly's team sign off. We've signed off on nothing major. And this is what I'm telling y'all is wrong with this process. And I'm saying this to y'all very clearly. I'm never doing this again. Budgets are supposed to be about money, not policy.
Oh, that was harsh. Oh my gosh.
I got to show you something, Mary.
Okay.
We need a funny for Christa.
Okay, let's do that. Let's cheer our Christa up.
Go look at your DMs.
Easy 3 cents gifted a cookie. She said, if you steal millions of dollars, you do not get a not end up bunking with Bubba and Squeakers. Just saying.
I can get down with that.
I can too.
And you don't get soap.
All the stuff?
Don't
okay.
drop the soap.
Okay. Yeah, definitely don't drop the soap.
So
soap on a rope
my
is a thing.
husband, Christa, I don't know if you know the story. I'll let Mary tell you. My husband updated his ex profile.
Did you?
I dropped it into.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. I'm glad he's embraced our joke.
Yes.
So, okay. So you notice it's the handle and then it's not Kevin. So one time I was watching, I was in the audience and she was on with Sean and he referred to her husband, whose name is Matthew, and he called him Kevin.
Sean did?
Yes. Sean called him Kevin. Like legitimately really thought it was Kevin. And
For actually a couple of weeks he kept doing it and I kept saying off air, that's not his name. His name is Matthew.
Yeah. It's not even close.
he had Kevin in the brain and
God love him.
He said it over and over several times.
And I finally corrected him on air.
Yeah.
So Mary's now named my husband not Kevin.
So every time Kathy and I are talking, I'm like, how's not Kevin doing?
He thinks it's hysterical.
I can hear him laughing the first time I did it. He was not far and he started laughing.
He just started laughing.
Another Sean is when he's greeting everyone in the chat and he's like, oh, that's a new name. Welcome in. I've never seen that. And it's like, Ash is like, they've been here for a long time.
Like a month.
Well, not Kevin feels very special to have ended up on Sean's list.
I think it's, he has nicknames for all of us. The first time he encountered
he keeps calling me Mom.
Oh my God.
I know. We got to correct him on that. That's why I was trying to gently tease him that's not okay to refer to women in certain contexts.
No, well,
it's not
the
okay.
fact of the matter is he's 6 months older than my oldest daughter. So,
and that's why.
But he keeps calling. Yeah. Well, it was funny. Was it last week? I think it was last week where we were talking birds and bees. I said, Sean, I would have thought I don't need to put you on my knee to explain that to you. He went,
I remember when you
"No,
said
Mom."
that.
It's so funny.
He
I
is.
was
He can be
listening.
fun.
So Feisty has this awesome chat. Maybe we can drop the link for your chat. So if anybody wants to come and join, it's super fun. It's most evenings. It's on Telegram, and you can just click join, and you can hang out. You can unmute yourself if you have a comment and just listen in. And it's a nice collective. It's just a really nice group chat where it's open mic. So anyway, Kathy was saying something about her husband again. Doing something and doing digs and all, and I was typing in the chat, shout out not Kevin, and everybody was like, what? And I was just making little laughing emojis and stuff.
It was hysterical. It was hysterical. So now because last night Sean said tell
Not
Kevin. I said, and I brought up what you and I had been doing. What he was doing, that's why that came out. What he's been doing is he's been taking the show from last night, recording it so he could put it on my channel.
Nice.
And he must have gotten towards the end where we talked about this.
You know, in Pilled, you can just click one button and download the entire show in one swoop and then upload it. Pilled has that capacity. So any of the ones that you do with him, I think
I'll let him know that.
It's way easier because I've had to do that with some of them that I'll guest on or different panels, but I want to add it to my channel. So I go into Pilled and you just click that one little button and it downloads it in like under a minute. And then
I will tell him that right after this show. So
way easier. I'm all about making it easy.
Yeah, because here it is almost 2:00 and he's still trying.
God love him.
Poor guy.
We're not Kevin.
We're not
all right,
Kevin.
We'll make his life easier. Pill does have a lot of little quirky traits that are much easier for streamers. It's a much more streamer friendly platform, I think. Sean Joe, thank you for that cookie, buddy. Everybody's having so much fun with the Sean stickers over there. I can see a few of them of Sean laughing. There was one of him in like an Asian costume or something. I don't know what that was.
That warms my heart. Time for Tammy said Sean calls her Tamalam, and that's what her grandfather calls her. I love hearing stories like that. It's so sweet.
Sometimes he just has this odd ability for nicknames.
Gift. Yes.
I still to this day don't know why I'm called Mare Bear, but I just accepted it and rolled with it.
Well, what's really funny is he used to correct me when I would say Mary. He went Mare Bear.
Next time you renew your license, Mary, just tell the DMV, sorry, Mare Bear now.
My name is now Mare Bear.
Right? He's so funny.
I wish he'd come up with a better name than Mom for me.
Yeah. Challenging for his creativity.
I know I'm getting older and I'm not necessarily aging gracefully, but damn, Mom.
I think you look good. I think they're being silly.
We just took an unexpected.
Okay, so this is kind of funny. This happened yesterday. Braves, you'll recognize this woman. She's always front row in the press briefings, and she's kind of a brat. She's an ABC reporter. Yeah,
I know who she is. Yeah,
she's a brat. She's a very entitled brat who works for ABC, which is the worst.
Trip with President Trump to the National Mall, where the president was showing off the reflecting pool, which is now getting a blue flooring. So I asked the president, why focus on all of these projects now amid the backdrop with the war with Iran and as gas prices continue to soar across the country?
Mr. President, you are here against the backdrop of the war in Iran. Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also. This place was a disgusting place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we had a terrible I don't know, you probably don't see dirt, but I do. And you walk down this pond, if you would have walked down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital.
What is the status?
That's such a stupid question. We're fixing up the reflecting pond, the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, Why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's with ABC Fake News, and she's a horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking 11 or 12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln Monument? That's what made our country great. Beauty made our country. People made our country great. A question like that is a disgrace to our country.
I just love when he yells at them.
I want to know who put out that TikTok.
Right. Let me see what the
And the reason why I want to know is because
it's Rachel Scott. That's the
Okay,
handle on it.
Is she a reporter herself?
I don't know.
We need to find out. We need to dig into her. Drop me that link. I'm going to go scarfing around because it would be
forward it.
really interesting to see who was in the press pool to
Mm-hmm.
record that.
Yes. Yes, it would. Well, how about some funnies? We'll do some funnies for a few minutes. We're winding down. I don't have anything new on the Hantavara thing unless you want to go over some.
Well, I did drop you a Dr. Drew
Mm-hmm.
where he's calling it fear porn.
Yes, let me find that.
That's a 5-minute video. It's down towards the bottom, I think.
Yeah, because I was loading all of this in. Where is it? Is
Right
this
there.
one the YouTube?
Newsmax one. What did you say, Krista?
I love Dr. Drew.
From the media over this cruise ship
This is good.
hantavirus. It started the same way with COVID in 2020. The story right now, 150 people were exposed to something called the hantavirus on this very expensive eco cruise.
Just so everybody knows, the WHO came out today and said that no matter what, ivermectin will not help you with the hantavirus.
I couldn't stop laughing when I dropped that to you.
Which to me means everyone should go out and buy some ivermectin.
Buy ivermectin today, right? It reminds me of Kramer about the stock market, right?
It is. It's always the inverse, but the WHO would like you to know ivermectin will not help you at all. Like at all. So
that's why I dropped it. I said, I can't stop laughing. I read it and Duppy didn't get the benefit of hearing it, but I cackled then too. Because that's just hysterical. It's like, okay, got it. Next shopping list.
Braves, you're killing me. Read what you just put in there. You're killing me today.
About what?
ABC equals
a bimbo channel.
It totally fits though.
That is true though. I mean, that's so
CNN,
accurate.
The Communist News Network, ABC, is a bimbo channel. I love it. I love it so much. That's fantastic, Braves.
That goes from Argentina to the Canary Islands off of Africa. 3 passengers are died. 3 are sick right now. 2 of the passengers that passed were 69 and 70 years old. That's tragic. Passengers have now been quarantined for several weeks. Even though the virus rarely spreads between people, it spreads through contact with infected rodent waste, typically in confined spaces like a cruise ship. But
yeah, Feisty, I remember last night you were saying that that's not.
Yeah.
Really.
You're talking rat feces, right?
Right.
Okay.
So how many rats are on the ship and why couldn't you have dealt with it? What kind
But
of
they
a
also
rotten
came
ship is
out,
that?
They came out and said it was not contracted on the ship.
No, they picked Argentina because Argentina just got out of the WHO also.
Right.
Oh,
so
how
they're saying this
You
couple
see,
went,
that's why I said stop it.
Right.
There's a direct connect to the fear porn.
It is. And so like this couple went bird watching in Argentina somewhere near a garbage dump because that would be where you look
a
at
couple with a virus
birds.
that's not transmissible.
Right. So what did they just roll in the rat feces? What are we doing here?
Then they came back and they hugged everybody before they showered. They must have because they
Right.
made it transmissible.
Right. I mean,
they did their own gain of function, maybe.
That's the only way it works.
I mean, this whole thing is so full of holes.
Is there
Anyway.
a pangolin involved? That's all that we need to know.
It probably, yes.
Did the rats have populations with the pangolin?
It must have.
Pangolas get around. They're very horny little creatures.
Maybe we should send in the chupacabras.
Promiscuous pangas.
That
Maybe
should
we
take
should have
care
the
of it.
pangolins tested for STD.
Right.
Little sluts.
Oh God, I think we just went off the rails. I'm sorry.
It's Friday. It's no
What
problem.
we do. It's literally what we do here.
Mary and I were talking about stripper poles last night. So this
I know. We were
fits right
cracking
in
up
with-
about that. So we were like, nobody needs to see that. Because what was it? Oh, we were making fun of your senator that just got raided. We were joking about a stripper.
Oh, Ms. Lucas.
Yes.
She needed to be working the pole for the tips, making it rain or something. I don't remember what we were joking
Oh,
about.
real quick, let me give you an update.
Oh, yeah.
So the registered agent for the cannabis dispensary next door, his name is Upton, Carl Upton.
Sorry.
He was indicted last month for 3 counts of wire fraud. The story just keeps getting bigger and bigger
And bigger.
and bigger.
Oh, the fun continues.
Yeah, so they're looking into the family line businesses, and I already told you last night. The Lucas Lodge Enterprise is 100% Medicaid funded,
Yeah.
and in the 2026 bill, she upped the Medicaid payments,
Directly impacting her.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you.
But there's nothing to see here.
No.
In an investigation that started in 2021 that led to an indictment of the registered agent last month. Yeah, let's just keep saying there's nothing.
Right. That works for me. Nothing to see here.
Which is
right?
why I'm in a particularly good mood, because between that and the Scova, she's been in our legislature for like 30 years.
She's 82.
Yeah.
She is the most,
and she looks 95. In my opinion. That's what Democrats do to you.
They do put you out.
but she's extremely racist. She's a very difficult person. How's that?
Yeah, you're being very
What county
kind.
is she over? Is it Fairfax?
Portsmouth
area? Portsmouth. Okay.
Down in the Norfolk area.
Okay. And
Also
I would think so.
problem
Is
area.
Norfolk not like more conservative because isn't that like a Navy base? there?
No.
Oh, it's not. It's very liberal.
Norfolk went completely blue, even though our Navy is centered down there. You would think with the military it'd be more conservative.
Right.
It's been
Dumb
voting
bureaucrats.
ever since they started stealing the elections. It's been voting blue for 10 years, 12 years, maybe a little longer.
I
Yeah.
assume wherever there's a headquarters of bureaucracy, they're going to vote left.
Norfolk is a big area of concern. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to Mr. Drew.
But it's
I'm sorry.
extremely rare.
No.
And it definitely did not come from a lab in Wuhan, China. This virus has been around for a long time. Dr. Drew Prinsky is the chief patient officer at the wellness company. He is a globally recognized addiction medicine specialist. Dr. Drew, great to have you back. So there's no known cure. It's got a mortality rate right around 40%. Why not get these people off that boat like right now, immediately?
I wondered the same thing myself. That's exactly what I would do with it. I understand the impulse to quarantine. I wonder if it's some other country or the World Health Organization doing this. But the reality is people should get off that ship. They're not going to catch it from other people. Look, you framed this exactly correctly. This is another opportunity for media frenzy, for panic porn. It's reminiscent and echoes of COVID. So, oh my God, it's going to be another pandemic. It is not. We're not. Even if it were, we're not going to do that again. It's not going to happen. And secondly, the only thing I like about the way we're covering the story this evening is that it follows kamikaze dolphins and attack beavers. That's about where it belongs, Rob. So thank you for putting it there.
I appreciate you watching. I honestly don't understand it. So it reminds me of COVID. This is not COVID, but these people need fresh air. Okay. If there are mice and rat droppings down below.
We have 10,000 cases of tuberculosis in this country every year.
Right.
We have rickettsial outbreak in Los Angeles because of being overrun by rats.
Right.
Those are serious infectious disease concerns. This is I'm not concerned. The fact that it's being covered on the news is only the echoes of COVID. And the fact is, it would only be interesting to infectious disease professionals, epidemiologists, were it not for COVID. It is a rare illness. It's a terrible illness. It's nasty if you get it. But there are 500 more serious illnesses, more common, more human-to-human spread that we should be concerning ourselves with
and you get it
right
from,
now than this little outbreak.
You get it from mice or rats, like the waste on bread that you're eating in a confined closed circuit place like a cruise ship. 2 sound bites for you. I want to play one. This is from a passenger who coincidentally is also an online influencer. Take a look.
We're not just a story. We're not just headlines. We're people with families, with lives.
He's got to be trans, Karen.
If somebody had done this as an audition tape, there is no fucking way I would hire them. This is the shittiest acting audition ever.
Well,
there is no way I would cast him.
I think it's safe to say his package has been depopulated.
I've never heard it, but like,
just gonna point that out.
Yeah, he's definitely emasculated for sure.
Right.
Yeah. According to Lady Louise there, it's
right.
Did you see that tweet I sent it to you? And I'm like, classy all the way.
Yeah, I know. I had put it in there. I said, bit testy, are we?
Mm-hmm. Yep. She's hilarious, that one.
With people waiting for us at home.
Oh my God.
There's a lot
You
of
can
uncertainty.
tell he's reading.
And that's the hardest part. All we
His
want
voice
right
is
now
higher than
is to
mine,
feel
I think.
safe, to have clarity.
Your reaction to that gentleman right there.
Can't
My
even
reaction
continue
is,
watching him.
What
Did you
have we
notice?
done to people? What have we done to this poor guy? That is horrible that he is made to feel that way unnecessarily. He's a young, healthy dude. He's going to be fine. It literally is. It has to be, you have to get into the rat urine and sort of aerosolizes. It's not going to happen. Now, cruise ships, outbreaks happen on cruise ships all the time of all sorts.
Yeah.
Remember, Legionnaire's disease developed
Yeah.
on a cruise ship. We
Right.
first heard about it there. This is going to be fine. That guy's going to be fine. But look what we've done to him. And there's probably a bunch of people watching that have similar panic in response to these stories, which is ridiculous.
By the way, I haven't seen Dr. Fauci appear on CNN. It's going to happen. I've been waiting for it. Just
coming.
quickly, here is a representative from the World Health Organization.
Our assumption is that they were infected off the ship, perhaps doing some activities there. This was an expedition boat, and many of the people on board were doing bird watching. They were doing, a lot of things with wildlife. So our assumption is they were infected off the boat.
Okay, so 20 seconds. Off the boat,
Holes.
definitely not on the boat. Why would they say that, the World Health Organization? Not a great track record with this.
Why is news even talking to her? Number one, that's something for discussed amongst the medical community. If it happened off the boat, it's over. It's done. It's the end of it. It will stop right there then.
Right. Dr. Drew, great to have you back on tonight. Appreciate the clarity and the insight as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good old Dr. Drew.
So for everybody out there, as this story gets legs, because that's what they're intending to do.
Yeah.
And remember, we got Anthropic working with the WHO on global
Yep.
surveillance. So you should start seeing cases pop up all over the place, particularly in areas that are not, let's just say, globalist friendly. So you should start seeing those. We should start seeing more videos like that emasculated idiot we just watched. We should start seeing more of those. Just keep in mind, fear porn worked in 2020.
Yeah.
If we've learned anything, it won't work this time.
I still am not convinced that the cruise ship thing is real.
I'm not either.
All that
the
we
actual
have is
cruise ship?
I'm not.
But there was a cruise ship in 2020, if you recall.
Yeah.
This exact same playbook in 2020.
And cruises are a great incubator for anything gross.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you're trapped on a boat, and they do keep it clean, but you have dirty people, You do have some dirty people you're trapped there with.
Well, you got to, most of the cabins are below window, right?
Yeah.
So it's
And the
very
windows
confined.
don't even open.
And they don't open, but you got very confined space with circulated air on the inside. That's Legionnaires came, like Dr. Drew said, Legionnaires came from a cruise ship.
Yeah. Cruise ships are notoriously filthy
for their disease factories.
Yeah. I mean, they're fun. Don't get me wrong. They are really fun, but
I've been on one and I had the time of my life.
They are fun. You have to bone up on your vitamins and everything before and after. It's just like anything else. Like if you went to Mexico and you don't drink the water, there's something with everything when you leave the country. This one is saying that since 2012, the UK, there's only been 11 cases and none of them were deaths. So they're saying, don't worry about it. At least that's what the not.
So did you see today where Rubio is working to get American citizens off that ship?
Yes, I did.
Oh, look at the cat. Oh no. Oh, that's so cute. We went from bats to rats.
Yep. I'm still waiting on the Pangolin connection. It has to be coming.
It's got to
right?
be one.
There's got to be one. They
So
can't
instead of
let that go.
batshit crazy, it's ratshit crazy now.
It's rat shit crazy. There you go.
They are ratcheting it up.
Ratcheting it up.
The puns will never stop. It's very punny around here. I can't remember which thing you wanted me to send, but I'm going to send them to you. I'm going to send those real fast. Okay.
That one, yes.
That's the one. Okay, good. Because I thought
that. I want to. No. I also want the one.
You want the other
from
one?
The mall with Trump.
Reporter. Got it.
I want to look into that.
You got it.
Because I'm going to have a good time figuring out who the reporter is on the mall.
Little sidebar there.
Right.
All right. I know Amelia. My cat is determined to have cuddle time. It is like not negotiable right now with her.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. I put mine in the laundry room.
Did you? So mine have gotten this habit where they will tear shit up. They're getting real ballsy about it.
They're going to get real even with you.
Yeah.
We're about to find out if my little girl is going to do the same.
Uh-oh. Mine just don't deal well with, it's very much a nobody puts baby in the corner scenario with them.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
They're very much that way. Have you ever heard of The Distinguished Gentleman? Do you remember that movie from like 92?
I remember the movie. It's an old movie.
It's a great one.
I remember it.
We're watching that tonight. You're welcome to come join us. I know
I will do what I can. I got my chat, but I will do what I can.
Yeah.
I like that movie. That's a very good movie.
I thought so too. I can't remember the leaning bent, whether because it came out right as the Clinton era was coming in. So I can't really remember right, left, what the bent is, but the storyline of it, of a con man getting in. So I thought I would show this to you guys. So we're going to be showing this on S. Jones 39 channel, and it'll simulcast on my free for all channels. So it'll be on Pilled and Rumble tonight. All right.
Oh, waiter, where's my bourbon sour?
Oh, you must think I'm Kareem. I'm Jamal. He stiff you on your drinks too? He fired. Kareem, where's this woman's drink?
Thomas Jefferson Johnson is no ordinary con man.
Take the damn money. Take the watch, please.
You know this goes against my every principle.
There is only one place for people like him.
I want to tell y'all about a town where the streets are paved with gold. You mean Las Vegas? No, not Las Vegas.
He's talking about Washington, D.C.
I am running for Congress.
Now, Thomas Johnson Con Man is Thomas Johnson Congressman.
Read my lips!
We have a new member joining us today, the distinguished gentleman from Florida.
So they hate him.
Paul Zickhauser, American Tobacco Council.
Paul, I'm going to be extremely frank with you. That is, if you're interested in fundraising.
Well, I'm very flattered, Mr. Chairman.
Dick.
Well, I'm very flattered, Mr. Dick.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chairman Dick.
No, Dick, just Dick.
Oh, just Dick, just plain old Dick.
We feel that the semi-automatic weapons gotten a bad rap. Really, they're just guns for the ordinary sportsman.
And like a nice warm Uzi.
Must have had a heart attack.
Hollywood Pictures presents Eddie Murphy.
And I think it is wrong when students have to stay up late at night and miss all the good shows, doing homework, then get up early in the morning and go to school. This sort of thing just is not fair.
He's going to do to Congress what Congress has been doing to you.
I got a sprinkler too now. All right then.
The distinguished gentleman.
Aren't you going to vote? Is that what that means? You know, all this time I thought that meant it was time for Final Jeopardy or something.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've always been an Eddie Murphy fan.
He's funny.
Me too. He's very talented.
Coming
The
to
one I thought
America
you would
was one of my
love.
all-time favorites.
God, yes. I love that one.
Yes,
This
yes,
is the
fuck
lobbyist.
you too.
Very good to meet you, Ken. Nice to meet you.
Paul Zeckhauser, American Tobacco Council.
How are you, Paul? I hope
It's
you
a
can
good
all
movie.
Come to my reception. You all know Miss Loretta from my office?
Jerry Corrigan. As soon as I saw how you got elected, I knew you were a real comer. Hell, I've been all up that.
This is a combination of several scenes of him engaging with lobbyists, and this is
Mhm.
this is why Sabine and I wanted to show the film. It's a really
Right.
good look at the system.
Back in the 90s.
Yeah, and it's worse now, but it ties into what you were looking at with your systems and the Anthropic and all the networks. This
It's
is a
not
great
a new
example.
system.
No,
Pays the rent,
not at
you know
all.
what I mean? Say, could I host a Welcome to Washington fundraiser for you down my law firm on K Street?
Absolutely.
At $500 a head, you could pick up 20, 25 grand to help you get started.
And how much of that are you going to get?
Doesn't come off the top. Down the road, I'll bill each of them $500 an hour whenever I take you to lunch.
You know, Terry, you and I are going to be so close.
Dick Dodge, your home state, gonna run for speaker. Raises more money than any other member. Of course, he's on the right committee, which makes all the difference.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm not telling you anything you don't already know.
No, he's on the right committee, so I guess that makes all the difference.
Not just on the committee. He's chairman of it. The big boys have to line up to take numbers to throw money his way.
No shit.
I'd like to do more money for you, but first I've got to get your positions on a few issues. Now, where are you on sugar price supports?
Sugar price support. Where should I be, Terry?
Shit, it makes no difference to me. If you're for him, I got money for you from my sugar producers in Louisiana and Hawaii. If you're against them, I got money for you from the candy manufacturers.
You pick.
Let's say 4.
Yeah, 4.
How about putting limits on malpractice awards?
Well, you tell me.
Well, if you're for them, I got money from the doctors and insurance companies. If you're against them, I got money from the trial lawyers. Let's put you down as against.
Yeah, you know what? Put me down for against.
How about pizza?
Oh, no, this salad's going to be enough for me.
Not for lunch, old buddy. For pack money.
You thought I was serious? I was fucking with you.
Well, you are.
Fucking with you. I'll pull. Terry, tell me something. With all this money coming in from both sides, how could anything possibly ever get done?
It doesn't. That's the genius of the system.
Really looking forward to this one tonight. I've been wanting to.
You're driving home from
bringing
work.
back
Maybe you had a
memories.
glass of wine 2 hours
Gosh,
ago.
gosh.
You feel completely.
Here, let's get going here.
I'll just
Bringing
Welcome.
back so many memories.
right.
That's at 7 p.m. Eastern, Mary.
Yeah.
7:30.
The showing 7:30.
You getting,
Okay.
Are you going to get your popcorn too?
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good, like, no jokes. Like I'm so happy that Sabine and I are able to do these little projects together, and we're doing all these digs, and we're having a ball. And then we're like, well, let's just do movie nights, and then we'll pick movies that tie into the digs that we're working on.
Perfect.
So it's been so much fun. We had a ball with Skulls the other week with Feisty, My God,
Yeah.
there was so many nuggets in that
I'm
one.
shocked that they even were able to let that out.
Right. And that again, that was in late 90s, early 2000.
Mhm.
And this one is from 92. So it's going to be a lot
It's
of
not
fun.
like we weren't warned.
No, it's not like we weren't. So let's see. We have unfiltered forecasts coming up at 4 p.m. Then we have I'll have my shows at 7:30, which is not in conflict tonight because Johnny's off tonight. So fam, please come hang out either on the Free for All to Learn channels or the SJ39, S Jones 39, pardon me. And Feisty, I'll send you the link if you're available to pop in. I'd love to have it. We have It Needed to Be Said tonight with Sean and Ash, so that'll be a hoot.
I love those two together.
You too. They're besties. It works. That's at 10. And then we have Night Shift with Johnny, and that'll kick in at 1:30 Eastern time. And then we're moving on to the weekend schedule, which is always full. So what all do you have going on, Feisty?
This weekend?
Or in general, anything you want to tell them?
Well,
where to
I am
find?
preparing for my show on Monday, which is Feisty Digs.
Right. And that'll be on Sean and On.
Sean
That'll
and
be
On channel.
At 4.
At 4 p.m. And then, of course, I have my channel live chat on Wednesdays at 4. And then, of course, now it's Lifting the Veil in the evening, 9 p.m. on Thursdays. So that's all I'm doing. The rest of the time, I'm putting digs together.
I'm glad the Lifting the Veil, because that one's on the America Rising channels. So you're back on both channels.
I'm back on both channels, which is nice.
It's very
I kind of got moved off a few months ago. So Lifting the Veil being on America Rising gives me back into that. And of course, anybody that's listening, please consider joining the Feisty-n-friends chat. We do that every night. We start with prayer at 8. Yes, I dropped
She dropped the link and I dropped it as well.
We start at 8 o'clock with prayer and about 8:30-ish, 8:35 for open chat until people stop talking.
It's really fun. And sometimes you share screen and we'll look at different things like
videos and
Ruby or Pete Hegseth, or if there was some presser or something. And sometimes the chat will drop stuff in. They dropped in a Promethean the other night and you played it for them and then we discussed it. It's really fun. I enjoy the chat. I
have a great chat room. I really do.
You have great people. They're very sweet and they're from different countries.
Yes.
And asking really good questions.
Got people from literally all over the world that are in that chat. Not all of them on the same night, but literally from all over the world.
I tend to pop in and hang out at least before the America Rising stuff kicks in, usually by 10. So I go and pop in there and hang out for an hour.
Yes,
hour and
I've been
a half
noticing you intruding.
I do. I lurk.
They absolutely love you in there, by the way. They say it every time, Mary.
That's so sweet.
Yeah,
I love
they're good people. I've got a very, very good chat. Yes.
Yeah. Spin City, I think, is starting with us Tuesday, right? He's starting this coming Tuesday. So we have a new show coming in the morning. That'll be Spin City News. So we're expanding.
It's called The Panelist. He says 9:30 to 11 a.m.
Nice. Okay. That'll be really good. Yeah. And we'll promote it again. So that'll be our new show coming up this week. We have Down Under shows that are starting. They start after Sean stops streaming.
It's 4 a.m. Yeah, 4 a.m.
And then he closes out by 11. So then I can set up the Truth Blitz streams. It's getting tedious with the time.
I've got to run, guys. I've got to grab my daughter from school. So
of course,
thank you so much for
very
joining
good to
us,
see you
Feisty.
again.
You too.
You too.
Take care, everyone.
Well, we'll close out. Let me release the scratching because I've been so enthralled in our chats. I have not done my due diligence. Sorry, guys. Let me get that done. And I don't see Drunk Pinata live. Oh, nope. There he is. I see him. Let me jump over there and set that raid. Well, do you want to come back and hang out with us again soon?
I am anytime. I very much enjoy being with you guys, and it's good to get outside of my own little rabbit holes.
Yeah, because we do such an odd, whatever the updates are for the day. And we just plow through it.
If you're odd, then I'm odd. Well, never mind. Let's not go there. You already know that I'm different.
It's not a bad thing. You know, if we were all the same, how boring would that be?
You're right.
Pretty boring.
Not saying a word.
It would be very boring.
But I
All
sure
right.
do love being in a echo chamber of other off-balance people. That's really
This is true. Well, you
amazing.
get more out of it, I always find.
Well, I have a lot more fun.
This
That's
is
for
true.
sure.
This is very true. All right, fam, we're going to roll out in Feisty. Maybe I'll see you later tonight.
Talk to you soon.
All
Have a
right.
great day, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful one and a great weekend because we're
Oh, yeah.
we're on
We're
the
winning.
cusp.
We are
Yes.
winning.
Yes,
Every day
ma'am.
we are winning.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Take care of
Thank
yourself.
you. You too.
Bye.